Having said that, I think there could be a reversal, at least temporarily, where, as I said earlier, you might get the synergy of investment demand. Hey, silver's cheap and everybody's buying it. I mean, it doesn't take much. Silver is a small market. And so if everyone says, you know what, it's above 30, but all of a sudden it's at 40, and I'm sure it's going, I'll tell you another thing, the algorithms. Once silver goes above 50 in US dollar terms, and I believe it will this time, not maybe the next time through, it might stall out and back off and go back to that 42, and then we'll see it can never get above 50. And then 3 weeks later it's at 65 because silver can make those kind of moves. Once the algorithms see it above 50 and it stays above 50, they'll start buying.
2025 could be the year silver finally rallies and hits new all-time highs. This is the sentiment of several renowned metals analysts, including David Morgan, the publisher of the Morgan Report. Morgan bases his bullish prediction on the metal's worsening supply deficits and increasing industrial demand. The silver market is grappling with persistent supply deficits, driven by rising industrial demand that has consistently outpaced supply by approximately 200 million ounces annually. This trend has not only highlighted silver's scarcity, but also underscored its growing importance in critical industrial applications, which are expanding rapidly in fields such as electronics, renewable energy, and electric vehicles. In 2024, industrial uses dominated the consumption of available silver supplies, accounting for 70% of the total supply, a substantial increase compared to the 50% share in earlier years. The solar energy sector, for instance, now consumes over 20% of the global silver supply. This is largely because silver is a key material in photovoltaic cells, which convert sunlight into electricity. Similarly, the expanding market for electric vehicles, which depend on silver for electrical connections and battery efficiency, has further accelerated demand. According to its estimates, the global silver deficit is set to increase by 17% this year, reaching 215.3 million troy ounces. This widening gap is attributed to a combination of a 2% growth in demand, led by robust industrial consumption, and a simultaneous 1% decline in supply. The decline in supply is a product of several factors, including reduced mining output, limited exploration investment, and disruptions in refining processes. Morgan envisions a time when industries that rely on the available silver supply are suddenly hit with the reality of the silver's dwindling supply, and companies, including tech giants like Apple, begin to throw a lot of money at the little silver left. He predicts that prices will skyrocket significantly, which will definitely put silver back on the radar of retail investors, who have so far been largely oblivious to these market dynamics. Morgan discusses his 2025 outlook for silver in a recent interview with The Deep Dive. As we present clips from the video, please take a little time to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notifications bell for more videos like this. We appreciate the support and hope you enjoy the video.
I think we might see 40 this year. Of course, that's barring a black swan hitting a black swan where we could go crazy, but I do think that we're going to have a hard time getting over the 33 high that we saw last year. And once we do that, then we'll probably continue higher. I did say we would consolidate, and we kind of, what they do say in the commodities business, consolidate the gains. We've already seen both gold and silver up roughly 30% year over year last year. And so it's going to take a while to digest that kind of a move. And once we do, then they'll either move up or down, and it's probably going to move up. And it could go soon. It could go not soon. I'm thinking it's going to go between a big trading range, both gold and silver, in a trading range, which has been, they both have been in for some time. I think that will continue for a few months. The only caveat I have to that is there's a real stress going on in the exchange for physicals market, the ETF market, where you can exchange a piece of paper and get physical metal. And with the tariffs, that's throwing a wrench into the gears as well, because the silver users that need the product for industrial reasons are worried about a tariff. So now they're shipping silver here, there, and everywhere before a possible tariff goes in place. Because if there's a tariff added on the silver, obviously that's going to increase the price. So there's a bit of a scramble going on in the silver market right now, and it looks on paper as if we could be in a situation that could go into a silver squeeze. And, I'll say it on your show. I mean, I'm saying it's possible, but it is something to watch because silver can defeat the best of us. I mean, I've been in this market too long, but it can surprise me, and I know what to look for more than the average person would. Not perfectly, but I've certainly got more experience. And with all that said, I wouldn't be shocked if all of a sudden we are at 33, by March 1st, because there's problems getting physical in the silver market. What's ironic about that is I'm differentiating the silver market, which is the commercial bar 1,000 ounce bar market. That's the silver market versus the retail market, which is your silver rounds, silver government minted coins, your kilo bars, and your 100-ounce bars. That market's dead, at least in North America. No one is buying silver in the retail market. In fact, the sells are greater than the buys. To talk about irony, the basic silver stacker out there is disgusted, worn out, tired, doesn't want to hear the words, got enough. I want to sell some. I'm waiting for a pop so I can get rid of some. And yet on the silver industrial slash big buyers, which buy 1,000-ounce bars for investment, that market's pretty tight. And I'll own this because I was the one actually way back when the silver market did really well from the year roughly 2000 and 2011. And I said, gold will preserve your wealth, but silver could, not would, but could make you wealthy, meaning that silver will outperform gold. And it did during those years, but it hasn't since. In fact, it's really lagged gold based on the gold-silver ratio. When I was out there speaking on silver worldwide back in those years, silver went from, the $5 level all the way back up to 50 temporarily or close to it. And the gold-silver ratio got down to 33 to 1. Now the gold-silver ratio is like 85 to 1, with silver at, round numbers 30 and gold at 2,700. So if I had to take that statement back, which I can't, I'd say that gold preserves your wealth and so does silver. And that's about all it's done. And the only way I could see it really outperforming silver in the near future is a panic buy into silver because there's a perception we're running out. So these deficits continue. One industry like Apple Computer doesn't have enough for the iPhone, and all of a sudden they go to their logistics department and they say, hey, order us, however many tons of silver we need for the next 3 months. And they say, hey, we just got a call from whatever metals dealer they're using. They don't have it. They can't get it to us for 3 weeks. So now Apple has to put their iPhone on hold. I'm just making up a scenario. But something like that would take place. You might, if that got sniffed out and other industrial users knew that, they might go ahead and buy more than normal. And then if that caught on to the retail market or the investment community, institutional and retail, then you could see some panic buying. But I think that cryptocurrency world has taken over the silver world. Which I mean by that, if you look at one of my favorite books back here, Silver, the Restless Metal, all the data through about 1960 shows if you have high inflation, silver's the place to be. And I believe that. And it was by historical standards. But now, if we have a hyperinflation or a high inflation, it's probably the crypto.
Despite favorable conditions for precious metals in 2024, silver failed to hit new all-time highs like gold, and this divergence can be attributed to several key factors. While gold is predominantly seen as a safe haven asset and a hedge against inflation, silver straddles a dual identity. It is both a precious metal and an industrial commodity. This duality made silver more vulnerable to market dynamics that worked against its full potential. One significant reason is the uneven recovery of industrial demand. Silver's price is heavily influenced by its use in industries such as solar energy, electronics, and electric vehicles. Although these sectors are growing, global economic uncertainties, including slowdowns in major manufacturing economies like China, tempered demand growth for silver in 2024. Additionally, silver's market is much smaller and more volatile compared to gold, making it more susceptible to speculative trading and price manipulation. During his interview, Morgan discusses this constant manipulation, noting that large institutional players primarily spearheaded by the US government are putting in so much effort to keep silver prices down. Morgan believes these players might be using nefarious means, including bearish bot comments on silver-related videos, to discourage retail investors from participating in the silver market. Let's get back to the video.
I noticed, bots have been around for a while, just not with the sophistication that they are now. And I noticed that early on, that there was a propensity to score silver negatively. And that was another reason I shut down the comments on my the videos I make. I have control over. I can say no comments, and when I do, and it's fine to have comments. I just have time to read them. I do interviews with you and others, and some of the others say, David, could you please, come into the comment section and respond to some of these? And I have done that, but I've got other things to do. But no, you're right. I think that the silver story needs to be suppressed. I mean, the silver story from a monetary aspect and a technology aspect is the hero's journey. I mean, it's the underdog story of all monetary systems and technology, because without silver, nothing happens. So if we, the people, globally, not the US, not Canada, everyone, understood the significance of silver's value, not its price, and were able to grab 1 ounce per person kind of thing, we would have a great deal of power, because it'd be like holding all the oil in private hands. Without oil, nothing moves. You can't have anything move without the oil sector. So in the metal sector, silver's that powerful, but they don't want that word out. The only place I'm not is X. I seem to have a pretty freewheeling going on X. I got like 100,000 followers there. But if you look at my YouTube channel, it's only 42,000, and the same 2,500 people watch it again and again and again. And I thank you for that. I appreciate the loyalty. I'm a very loyal person. I'm not going to live forever. And men better than me, women better than me, supported me, helped me, taught me, mentored me, and got me to a position where I am passionate about power to the people. And I don't mean that in a communist way. I mean it in a freedom way. We should be the ones that dictate our own political situation, where in the United States, the idea, which has been turned upside down, is that we have all the power and the government serves us. And they're there to protect our God-given, constitutionally secured rights. And that, of course, has been turned upside down.
Let's just say that it's a given that there's some sort of group out there that is going around trying to smear the sentiment on silver. And again, we don't know that. Let's assume that that's true. It sounds like your guess at who would be behind that would be the US government.
Well, what we know for a fact, and I love to state a fact, I'm a trained engineer before I got my finance degree. And the facts are that silver is the only commodity that's ever had a users association. Now, it's been disbanded, or purportedly disbanded. You can't find them on the internet anymore, but there was a Silver Users Association. Well, what was the Silver Users Association? Well, it was all the silver users that were super powerful, like Dow Chemical, Kodak at the time, because Kodak, film before the modern age, old style film used a great deal of silver. So you had Kodak, Dow Chemical, some of the conglomerates, and they band together for one reason and one reason only, and that was to keep silver's price down low, because it's an industrial commodity. Let's not think of it as money. Let's make sure that we band together and have a cartel to control the price. And that's the Silver Users Association. You don't have and that again has been disbanded. But that right there is something that you could do some research on. Maybe we could have a show about that, Steve. But I don't know how much you find on Google now. It's probably out there. Maybe they took it off the web. I really don't know. But that right there is a fact. So why would you have a users association? Well, what I just outlined. You want to be able to control it. You want to control how much of it and what the costs are. Because Tiffany was another one. Well, Tiffany marks up silver like any jeweler does. You buy it for $1 and you sell it for 10 or 100. Jewelry is, that's the way that business goes. And I think we all know it. If we buy a wedding ring, we know we're paying a great deal more than the weight of gold when we buy a gold band. and we all accept that, and we pay it because we want the ring or whatever. So I'm going down a rabbit hole. I don't mean to, but no, the fact is, what other commodity has a user?
Precious metals analysts are increasingly optimistic about silver's future, predicting a significant price and demand surge in 2025, and for good reason. This belief stems from a convergence of economic, industrial, and geopolitical factors that make silver a standout commodity. Economically, as central banks around the world grapple with inflationary pressures, investors are seeking safe haven assets, with silver often considered a more accessible alternative to gold. This growing investor interest alone could drive demand. On the industrial front, silver is indispensable in several high-growth sectors, particularly renewable energy and electronics. The global push toward green energy, with solar panel production at its core, is expected to accelerate dramatically. Silver is a critical component in photovoltaic cells, and with nations striving to meet ambitious climate goals, the demand for silver in solar technology is projected to skyrocket. Additionally, its use in electric vehicles, 5G infrastructure, and other advanced technologies further cements its role in the modern economy. Beyond these practical uses, geopolitical uncertainties and potential supply constraints also contribute to the bullish outlook. Many silver mines are operating near capacity, and new mining projects often face regulatory and environmental hurdles, creating potential supply bottlenecks just as demand surges. Combined, these factors paint a compelling picture: a metal uniquely positioned at the intersection of economic security and technological progress, primed for a breakout year in 2025. Analysts believe this perfect storm of influences could create not just a rise in price, but a transformative period for silver's role in both markets and industries. Do you agree with this assertion? Please drop your thoughts and comments on David Morgan's interview in the comments section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.